Orion Telescopes was 49 years old when it disappeared. In the summer of 2024, the website went dark, the warehouse emptied out, and thousands of people who'd been promised years of support suddenly had nobody to call. Here's the part almost nobody learned. Orion didn't really fail on its own. Two Chinese factories quietly build most of the telescopes sold in America, under a dozen different logos, and when a logo dies, your warranty dies with it. In the next 10 minutes, I'll give you the 6 brands that still answer for their own quality in 2026, plus 4 checks that expose everybody else. If you'd rather buy one good thing than 3 bad ones, subscribe. That's basically the whole channel. First, how this industry actually works. Walk into any store and you'll see what looks like healthy competition. Celestron, Skywatcher, and until recently, Orion, all fighting for your money. Except Celestron and Skywatcher are both owned by Cinta, a Taiwanese-Chinese manufacturer, and Ningbo Sunny built most of Orion's catalog. Meads too. 2 factories, a whole wall of brands. That's why so many different telescopes have suspiciously identical parts. It also explains the hobby killers. You know those $150 department store scopes screaming 600 times magnification on the box? The mount wobbles like a shopping cart wheel. The magnification claim is physically dishonest for a 60mm lens. And the kid who unwraps one on Christmas morning gets a blurry, shaking smear of Jupiter and never looks up again. So forget which brand has the best specs. The real question in 2026 is who stands behind this tube when something breaks in year 4. 6 companies still pass that test. Number 6. Apertura. This is the house brand of High Point Scientific, a real retailer in New Jersey with a real phone number and real humans answering it. The scopes come from GSO in Taiwan, one of the most respected mirror makers on the planet, and the money goes into the glass instead of the marketing. Their 8-inch Dobsonian runs about $650 with a dual-speed focuser, a right-angle finder, and a cooling fan. A name brand 8-inch with worse accessories costs $100 more. That's real. But it's not why Apertura made this list. The reason is what happens after the sale. Lose a knob? Strip a bolt? High Point's parts desk ships the piece, usually that week. A house brand with a working parts desk beats a famous logo with a disconnected phone line. Every time. Orion owners learned that the hard way. Number 5. And yes, I see the irony. Skywatcher, owned by Cinta, the exact consolidator I just warned you about. Here's the difference. Skywatcher is the factory selling under its own name, with its own reputation on the line. There's no middleman brand to sacrifice. If Skywatcher products go bad, Cinta can't retire the label and launch a fresh one, because this label is theirs. The proof is in the mounts. The EQ6R Pro costs around $2,100, and astrophotographers routinely hang $3,000 of camera and optics off one, then let it track unattended all night. Nobody does that with gear they distrust. That mount has quietly become the default for serious amateur imaging, and it earned the spot over a decade of just working. One honest caveat. Skywatcher's entry-level stuff is a quality control lottery. Some units arrive perfect, some arrive with sloppy focusers or pinched optics. Buy from a dealer with a real return window, check collimation the first night, and send back anything that isn't right. Mid-range and up, they're excellent. Number 4. Explore Scientific. This company was built partly out of wreckage. They picked up pieces of older brands as the industry ate itself, including ties to Mead after its bankruptcy. What makes them different is what they kept, an actual service operation in Springdale, Arkansas, with technicians who repair scopes instead of quoting you a replacement. Their warranty is the strange part. Strange because it's good, no fault, and transferable. Buy and Explore Scientific used from a stranger, and the coverage can still follow the scope. Spend one evening on the Cloudy Nights forums and you'll find thread after thread of repairs done years after purchase, sometimes on secondhand units, sometimes for the cost of shipping alone. They're also the cheapest sane path into apochromatic glass. Their ED80 triplet runs around $800, roughly half what the boutique names charge for similar aperture. And when you call with a problem, a person in Arkansas picks up. That sentence is worth money. Before the top 3, the 4 checks. They work on any telescope, any brand, forever. 1. Find out who actually manufactures it. 10 minutes of searching tells you whether your brand designs anything or just stickers someone else's tube. 2. Read the warranty. Is it transferable? Is service handled in the United States, or does it mean shipping a 4-foot box overseas? 3. Check the used market, because resale is truth serum. If a $1,000 scope sells for $400 after 2 years, actual owners just told you what it's worth. 4. Judge the mount before the aperture. A steady small scope shows you Saturn's rings. A wobbly big one shows you a headache. Run those 4, and the hobby killers eliminate themselves. While you're here, tell me in the comments what scope you own and whether the brand still existed the last time you needed a part. The Orion stories under this video are going to sting. Number 3. Stellarvue. One shop in Auburn, California, still run by its founder, Vic Maris, making refractors the slow way. Every objective lens gets tested on an interferometer before it leaves, and the actual test report for your specific lens ships in the box. Not a certificate. The data. That's a company betting its name on every single unit, and the used market has noticed. A Stellarvue refractor typically resells for around 80% of what you paid, years later. Run that math. A $2,000 Stellarvue that returns $1,600 cost you $400 to own. A $1,000 mass-market tube that halves in 2 years cost you $500. The expensive scope was cheaper. A shop this small survives on reputation alone, which is the whole point of this video. Number 2. Stellarvue, founded in 1977 by Al Nagler, an optical engineer who worked on the Apollo lunar module simulators and still run by his family in New York today. They're the eyepiece benchmark. The glass, everything else gets measured against. Their designs hold up so well that Nagler eyepieces from the early 90s sell used for close to what current ones cost new. Over 30 years old. Still near retail. Here's why you should care. Telescopes come and go. You'll upgrade. You'll switch designs. But your eyepieces move with you to every scope you'll ever own. One Stellarvue eyepiece that costs $400 and outlives 5 telescopes beats buying a $100 eyepiece over and over and hating the view every time. If Buy It for Life exists anywhere in this hobby, it's here. Call with a question and there's a decent chance a Nagler answers the phone. Number 1. Takahashi. A Japanese family firm that's been around since 1932 and grinds its own optics to this day. They started as a metal foundry and never once outsourced the thing that matters. Their fluorite doublet refractors from the 1980s are still producing published astrophotos today. Not just usable ones. Published. 40-year-old lenses competing with anything made this decade. Part support runs decades deep, so when a focuser fails on a scope discontinued in the 1990s, Takahashi can usually still service it. And the used market does something here that happens almost nowhere else in consumer goods. Clean examples of certain models sell for more than the original owner paid. The telescope went up in value. Sit with that for a second. Takahashi costs real money up front. An FC100 runs around $3,000 before you add a mount, and for a first scope, that's absurd. But as the last scope, the one you hand to your grandkids, nothing else on Earth touches it. So here's the truth under all of this. The sticker price was never the real cost. The real cost is the scope gathering dust in a closet after one wobbly, blurry night. Buy once from a company that'll still pick up the phone in 10 years and you'll still be looking up in 30. Tell me in the comments which brand earned your trust or burned it. And if this just saved you from a hobby killer, subscribe. Clear skies.